I have had the luxury, largely from the sidelines during the course of the past year, to watch very carefully, as you might imagine, everything that Brad and Kathy have done. And I must tell you that I've been extraordinarily impressed. What an amazing contribution this delightful and dynamic couple have made. And I think it only appropriate, therefore, that as the incoming chair, one more time, Brad and Kathy, we thank you and express our gratitude for all that you have done. I'm honored to be following in this role behind you, and I will pledge to you right here and right now in front of everybody that I will do everything humanly possible to make certain that we capitalize on the success and the momentum that your leadership enabled during the course of this campaign that we are just completing. You've been terrific, you are terrific, and it's been really fun to watch you in action, and I suspect we haven't seen the last of you. Now, we've heard a great deal about hunger this morning. I'd like for you to know that this is a subject that is very important to me. And it's one of the issues faced by our community that motivated me to take on this responsibility. And as you and I together link arms and go forward from this morning and learn more about hunger, we are very likely, I think, to learn some things that will surprise us. I was reminded of that just recently when I made a trip to the Cherry Street Food Bank, which, as you may know, is located just outside the Central Business District on Cherry Street, of course, just east of I-5. And the wonderful professional lady who showed us around that day by the name of Kim told us, and there will be no surprise in this for you, that during the course of the past couple of years, there's been a bit of a surge in demand for food coming from the communities that they serve. So in response to that, one of the things that they did was to establish a street-side kiosk that they opened during the noon hour that they stacked with brown bag, grab-and-go type lunches. What surprised even her, this hardened veteran of the hunger wars, was just how many people from the downtown office market began to come forward to pick up these free lunches. So as she would, and as she should, she began to converse with them about what was going on in their lives. And she heard stories similar to those that I hear in my business and perhaps you hear in your sphere of existence. We have been very fortunate, my colleagues and I, to work for a good, strong company, very stable, so our income has not been impaired in the least. But the families of our employees have been affected by this great recession because the husband lost his job, the wife lost her job. They've had adult children move back into the home as a result of this very tough labor environment, particularly for young people who have little in the way of skills and experience to offer, or perhaps it might have been a major medical experience that the family was ongoing. Now, any one of these things, let alone in combination, can quickly drain the resources of the average family here in the King County area. So Kim was hearing stories like this. In addition, she was hearing from these people how thankful they were that they had the opportunity to come pick up a free lunch during these tough times and what a difference that it made in their lives. The point of this story is that hunger doesn't always emanate from obvious places, and in fact, it is far more pervasive in King County than probably all of us would like to believe. Now here's that map again somewhere. We've got the map, there it is. Only it's not that same map this time that you're looking at. This is a different map. This is a map that's showing where things are beginning to improve. This is a map that shows where you and good people like you are stepping up to make a difference in this battle against hunger. This is a map that shows where you and good people like you are stepping up to help out those who, for whatever reason, cannot day to day put enough good food on the table of their family, and they are unfortunately suffering the consequences of that with their health and with their futures. Now let's look at some of the things that you are doing in specific. You are helping the Meals on Wheels program to buy new freezers. The old ones that they had relied upon for probably a generation were just about to give up the ghost, and here you came, stepped up, and helped them to buy new ones. You are helping to remodel a kitchen for the Issaquah Meals program, where every evening volunteers prepare 40 to 60 meals for people who would otherwise very likely go without. You're buying new vans for the Chicken Soup Brigade so that they can deliver more meals to those who are sick and stuck at home. And very soon, you will be in the Rainier Valley helping to create community gardens where the residents there can grow more fresh fruits and vegetables for their enjoyment. And you'll also be building community kitchens where perhaps those same individuals can come and learn how to prepare nutritious and hopefully delicious meals as well for the benefit of their family. And there are dozens of projects like this that are going on all over King County, so we could go on, but let me summarize with a stunning statistic, rather a very impressive statistic that you heard earlier, and that is that on over 750,000 occasions last year, whether that be a trip to a food bank or whether that be accepting a meal delivered to your home, hungry people are getting help. And of course, this doesn't happen by accident. This happens because of good people like you stepping up to help out. Now, feeding you this morning wasn't one of those hunger projects, but nonetheless, we hope that you enjoyed it. Perhaps you noticed the placemats in front of you. If not, take a peek, and if you have a white one in front of you, please raise your hand. Raise it very high. There should be one at each table. If there's not one, then somebody at the table raise their hand. Not many hands in the air. Chickens. All right, congratulations to those of you with your hands in the air. You have just pledged $100,000 to the United Way campaign this past year. Not at all. You'll have that opportunity later. For this exercise this morning, you have been designated as low-income children. And I'd like to congratulate you because as low-income children, if this were summertime, and one day in Seattle it will be summertime again, you'll be eating lunch every day. Now, as to the other 9 of you at the table, I'm very proud and pleased to tell you that during the course of the school year, you get lunch every day as low-income children because of the school's reduced cost or free lunch program. But I'm also obligated to tell you, and I'm a little embarrassed about this, that as summer rolls around, you may or may not be eating quite so well, and in fact, you may not be getting lunch at all. In fact, in King County today, only 11% of children who qualify for a summer meal program actually get one. And the numbers are likely to be even more dismal in this coming summer because the city of Seattle can't afford its summer school program. Don't know if you were even aware of that or not. Now, there are federal dollars that are available to support the summer meal program, so money is out there. But unfortunately in King County, we don't have the infrastructure in place in order to deliver and take advantage of those dollars that are available. So what we need, of course, to get at more than 11% of the population that's eligible is more outreach to that community. But we also have to live up to whatever commitments we make to these people, and that, of course, means that we need more kitchens to prepare meals for these children. We need more transportation assets to get them from home to where the meals are available to them, and we need more adults to supervise and watch over these kids. In other words, maintain order while all of these kids are together having lunch together. And this takes organization, it takes human capital, and of course it takes economic capital. Now, thankfully, as you heard earlier, due to help from Boeing and due to help from the USDA and due to help from you, we're going to be building this infrastructure. And that means that more children are going to be getting the calories and the nutrition that they need during the course of the summer. It also means, and perhaps equally importantly, as we heard from Dr. Danielson, is that right, Dr. Danielson? Equally as importantly, fewer parents will be experiencing that terrible grinding sort of stress that must come from knowing full well that your family is not being properly fed. For those of us who are loving parents in this family, I can't imagine anything that would be more difficult and challenging than a situation like that. We know in fixing, so we're going to make a lot of progress in this area, but we also know that fixing the summer meals program for low-income children is not enough because there are so many that are suffering out there as a result of this great recession, as evidenced by the story I told you a moment ago regarding the Cherry Street Food Bank. So we're going to have to do more. You and I and people like us working together are going to have to do more as donors, as volunteers, as concerned citizens, as fellow human beings. We are going to have to do more. because all of us at any given point in our lives can find ourselves vulnerable. And at other points in our lives, and this would be true thankfully for almost everybody in this room, we find ourselves at points in time where we have strength and where we have means. And when we have strength and when we have means, along with that comes a sacrosanct responsibility to step up and help those who may be at a point of vulnerability in their own lives. The good news here is that nothing, or very, very few things, very few acts of kindness that we can enter into in our lives are more enriching, more rewarding, more fulfilling than that. And I will leave you with that thought this morning. We are very honored with your presence. Thank you for your attendance. On behalf of Brad and Kathy and the United Way, thank you for your support last year. I pray to God it will continue on into this year, and I hope that you have a terrific day.